1, 2. Paradise, we say nyanya. Chapati! I'm about to teach Dan how to do the electric slide.
When are you gonna make me kachumbari?
When you pay my dowry. Being together when there are cultural differences. This is not to say that I haven't had a hard time adjusting.
Nutella.
No, you don't eat it with Nutella, you slap the floor.
Slap the floor.
May I? Pika chakula, pika chakula, pika. Una matatizo gani wewe? Una matatizo gani? Subiri, usishike. Nimesema. Aya, subiri. Usishike au mama atakula mikono. So for paradise, we say nyanya.
Nyanya?
Yeah, like think like na boo boo. You could be like nyanya.
Nyam nyam.
Okay, there you go. Bas.
Tango.
You wanna be plural is matango.
Matango. Stavi ovo, to, sada. A sad? Ne bacaj lepo.
Ja po njekundu nyanya, matango, mayai, kitunguu. Oh, kitunguu is onion. You ready to have stinky morning breath?
I'm making salad for you, no promise.
Hivyo. Aya, tunaweka. Inapata moto kidogo. Mayai. Nchi yanapika. Mayai. Za asubuhi.
Dishi.
No, usidishi. Hamna dishi. Usishike. Sema za asubuhi.
Irina, are you gonna be a good cook like your daddy?
Wewe unatafuta matatizo. Do you know what that means?
Surely not like your mommy.
Which means you're looking for trouble. Paper and towel, naomba paper towel.
Ajde, jebem ti.
Ina pole.
Tata, angalia, Ina anafanya pole. Kidogo, hivyo unaweka chumvi.
Malo ovdje. Lako, malo. Ovdje, tu. Di
Irina, yuko wapi Irina?
Irina. Evo je, ajde.
Hoću ja, tata, hoću ja.
Ajde, mami bread.
Gdje je mama kapitana?
Ajde, mama da jede.
You know, back home we have something similar. It's like a salad. I mean, it is a salad, but we call it kachumbari.
Chumbari. Kachumbari.
Yeah, it's salty. It's a savory salad.
When are you gonna make me kachumbari?
When you pay my dowry. Inasema iko wapi?
Irina, did you hear that?
Dhahabu.
Habu?
Yeah, mama. I don't know. That's a great question. I am getting ready to go celebrate Christmas with Dan and his friends. Today is January 7th, and so it is the Christmas for Orthodox Christians, I believe. And a question that I often get is like, how Dan and I navigate, you know, raising a child together, or just even like being together when there are cultural differences, such as like me being Muslim and him being an Orthodox Christian. And like, here's the thing, Dan and I are very much the type of people, like, it doesn't matter what religion you practice, where in the world that you come from, who you are, whatever it may be. As long as you're a good person, that's what really matters the most. And us as human beings, we are a lot more similar than we are different, and we choose to celebrate what makes us different.
Imagine living in a world where everybody looks, thinks, talks the same. I don't know about you. That sounds boring, love. I love experiencing other cultures, and I think something that really breaks my heart today is that people focus so much on differences and don't realize that sometimes being different is a good thing. Imagine learning about a different group of people, different language, different foods, and have that color your world and make it a lot more vibrant. And you then can spread that vibrancy around. That sounds like a virus. What I'm trying to say is sometimes there is good in different, and just because you don't identify with a culture doesn't mean that there isn't beauty in it. It just means it's not for you, and that's also okay.
This is not to say that I haven't had a hard time adjusting to certain things, and something that I personally am not used to is like being hugged, being touched. In Balkan culture, people are overall so loving that they express that love with like a hug or something that shows like, hey, like I love you, you're welcomed. And it's just very like, it can be not for everybody, but like not a stranger or anything like that, but like just very like people are so loving. And like during the wedding, I was being hugged and like people were like kissing me on the cheek and just like being very welcoming. And I was like, I was like, I don't know how to operate. I was like malfunctioning. This is one of the ways that they show love, and it's a beautiful thing. It's just something that I'm not used to yet. And the more that I go back, the more and more I get used to that kind of love and camaraderie. Okay, what do we think about the look for Christmas today? We're gonna be doing a lot of eating, and I know my face is gonna get a little messy, but I'm just down for the vibes today. I want to solidify that my daughter means the absolute world to me. Her health, her happiness is so important, which means mine is too. And in today's video, I do talk a lot about culture. And a part of raising a child in a multicultural household is learning and unlearning cultural, familial habits that may or may not be toxic, which is why I'm so glad for today's sponsor, BetterHelp. I've also been very candid about my journey in postpartum and overall motherhood, which I mean, it's been a crazy ride, which is why I'm also very thankful for today's sponsor, BetterHelp. I've been going to therapy for about 4 years, and it's been absolutely life-changing. I have started unlearning a lot of toxic habits with the guidance of a professional therapist. I've also been able to set boundaries with family members in a way that's healthy, because believe it or not, when kids are involved, people can get a little crazy, and I've had to step up for my daughter, and not just for her, but also for myself, which, if I'm being so honest, can be very, very scary. I definitely have a ways to go, but I genuinely have come so far because of therapy. For so long, I was trying to solve all my problems by myself, but truth be told, sometimes you need that proper professional guidance, which is where BetterHelp comes in. With BetterHelp, you go online, you fill out a questionnaire, and then get matched with a therapist in a couple of days. I think one of my favorite features on there is that if one therapist doesn't work out for you, there's no problem. You can actually switch to another therapist at no extra cost. It's super convenient, and you also get to connect with therapists with a diverse network of 30,000 plus licensed professionals with a wide range of specialties and backgrounds. Also, they're very careful to make sure that their therapists are well qualified. You can start any day of the year with BetterHelp.
Click the link in my description box or go to betterhelp.com/justslim
to get 10% off your first month of therapy.
Nani yummy yumka, nani yummy yumka, ichi pinchi, amka.
Kafa jest spremna, diży dupę.
Amka, diży dupę, aha, diży dupę, aha.
Sviraš kad ne znaš da sviraš, srce moje.
Okay.
Dejan, ne.
Mimi nataka chakula, mama na njaa. Aya, shikwa na hasira. Aya, Irina anafanya nini akishikwa na hasira? Anapumua. Ina anafanya. Okay. Banchikicha. Banchikicha. Banchikicha, kikicha, kikicha. Tulikwenda kwa mzungu msemleni.
Bibi.
Aya, Irina, drop au vai sweater au una...
Nuka.
Wewe unanuka.
Mami amenuka mikono.
Excuse me? 6,
Ta.
7.
Sawa.
Naomba okota. Čisti kući sad. Naomba okota. Ne bacaj to. Rudisha chupa ya maji hapa, mama. Rudisha chupa ya maji hapa. I feel like Turkish coffee has become a part of the brand, a part of my personality, and I'm not mad about it. So a couple days ago, we went and celebrated Christmas with Dan's friends. And like I said, like I don't celebrate Christmas, but Dan is Orthodox Christian. So we went and we celebrated it. And I love how they celebrate Christmas because it's not really based on gifts. Like here it is in the States, like you get everybody a gift and it's like this whole, I want to say almost commercialized. Don't hate me. Like it's almost very commercialized and like it's all about the gifts and the sales, but the way that they celebrate is like, you might get like the kids a gift, but it's all about family and the food and resting, which I absolutely love. And that's something that I've learned from Dan's culture is rest. And that's why I love sitting and having a coffee and just not doing anything. Because when you have coffee, you're either socializing or resting. You're not having a coffee while working or whatever. It was a lot of fun. I didn't film only because I was really in the moment. It's also a religious experience. It's a religious holiday. So I'm just like, I'm not trying to encroach in anyone's space. And I just wanted to really be present. I think also by appreciating other cultures, I appreciate my culture so much more. Like I remember growing up when like, I was just like, oh, mom, like, we live in America. I want to eat like fast food and, you know, do so many like American things and didn't really want to participate in my culture. And now as an adult, I appreciate my culture so much more. I see the beauty in it, which vice versa allows me to appreciate other cultures. And then that feeds into me appreciating my culture. Like the other day, I went over to my mom's house because I'm learning how to cook more traditional meals. There's something about food from back home, and I've recently started to appreciate it more. Guys, we're at my mommy's house and we're making chapati. So when someone calls you, especially it's your elder, you go be. Kao molim, ali like be. Be. I open the fridge and then I pretend I don't see the camera and I'm like, ooh! And then I take out the butter and I go, and then I go. Imagine I leave it here. I have to come back. So shy.
Mariam, leave me alone.
Stop being so shy, Sophie.
No, I don't want.
Sophie, you're shy?
She's so shy. She's a shy girl.
You know those people who are super talented in the kitchen and can whip up anything? That's my mom. And what's really annoying is I was asking her, how much butter do you put in this? How many eggs do you put in this? And she's like, oh, you know, you just feel it out, girl. If I could feel it out, I wouldn't have to ask you. I personally am not somebody that is culinarily blessed. Well, that's also because I really never grew up wanting to learn how to cook. But my mom, having cooked traditional meals most of her life, she is a pro at this point. So low-key, I understand where she's coming from. So today I'm learning how to make chapati, which is a soft, like flatbread, and it's a staple food across pretty much like I want to say East Africa, and there's something similar in Indian cuisine, but we literally eat this with like meat sauce, or if you're having tea, it's just a nice soft flatbread.
I can feel my core strength. I'm engaging with my abs.
Good workout.
Yeah.
See the country life already.
Oh my god, is that lady if I hold you?
Just one punch and you're done.
That lady is strong, man. And she makes huge bowl.
Yeah.
That little
I don't know what this contraption is called, but my mom had this since before I hit puberty, and it's still going. Like, it still works, no problem. And it just begs the question, how are they making things nowadays? Because things don't last even up to a year. And this thing is older than me. I was thinking about how growing up, I used to be low-key kind of not even ashamed of my culture, but I wanted to assimilate to American culture so bad, and I just feel like I didn't fit in. And now that I'm older, and especially after having had Irina, I appreciate my culture so much more. Not only is it a huge part of my identity, but it's a huge part of her. And she comes from a long line of people who have been here for thousands and thousands of years. She comes from a rich culture that is just so beautiful, and in learning to make traditional foods, I feel like I'm keeping my culture alive, and I'm so proud of that part of my identity. And to be honest, me making chapati with my mom was not on my bingo card, and it was so healing, and I'm glad that I get to pass down this tradition and moments like these down to Irina.
It's very uneven. Is that okay?
Yeah, it looks like amoeba.
Amoeba.
Amoeba. To buy if I was going today or tomorrow. And she said, Maki, what's wrong? As soon as she opened the door, she goes in.
It's hot.
Nutella.
No, you don't eat it with Nutella. You put meat or whatever sauce in there. You don't eat it with Nutella.
What is Nutella?
Nutella is like chocolate. I don't know why you...
No.
The chocolate is like peanut butter type.
Yeah. No, in Serbia, the groom goes to buy the bride, and he has to give hundreds and hundreds of dollars. For some people, it's even thousands, and they're bargaining.
It's the same as us home.
Yeah, and you
It
got
can
me.
be even a gold.
You got me for $0.
She sat down there and looked at me and she came to say, Samani.
Mom, look how round it is. Guys, look how round it is. It's not an amoeba. I feel like I'm a professional now. I can, you know.
Yeah, you can make for Lunova next time.
Not until he pays the dowry.
So you're not gonna eat your part in your house because you're waiting for dowry?
Absolutely not. No dowry, no food, no baby.
Come on, you wanna come and get Rico Rapid.
Just one leg, you know. Sasa tunapika tunapasha hii moto, tunakula na mayai.
The later princess, they
Normally I don't eat that much bread, but I love chapati. Chapati. Normally we would eat chapati with like nyama nyamchuzi, which is like meat sauce, but I feel like when I say it in English, it just doesn't sound as glamorous. Ebu toka na mama. Nataka chapati. Hakuna mama. But you usually like will take a piece of chapati and like scoop up meat and eat it. It's kind of like our way of having bread. So yeah, but I'm eating it with eggs this morning because I'm not gonna have meat sauce, but I wanted some chapati. I'm eating my eggs and chapati with a fork, but bon appetit. You know some tum tum? Tum tum. I'm about to teach Dan how to do the electric slide. If you don't know the electric slide, why did I say it like that? The electric slide is like a universal dance amongst Black people. It doesn't matter ethnicity, it doesn't matter like where you are from in the world. This is like a universal dance that we do at functions. We do this at weddings, we do this at cookouts, we do this at birthdays, we do this when we're just chilling. on a Sunday morning. We do this dance with like any type of beat, classical music, pop, hip hop, R&B. If it fits the beat, we are dancing this dance. And I feel like I talk a lot about like Tanzanian culture, but I also grew up within Black American culture, and that's where I learned this dance like at a family wedding. And it just, you have to know this dance if you're going to be at a function with Black people. I feel like the electric slide is a cultural staple, and I need him to get on board, right? You also need to get on board, because you will not be dancing only from the shoulders up. You need to learn how to move and groove, right? Right? Deal. Say yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Say it's important.
It's open.
Electric slide.
Look at the side.
Boogie woogie woogie.
Look what going.
Y'all, let's give it up for Dan for trying to learn this dance, because this man couldn't catch a beat if it went to go find him. The fact that he tried, I'm so proud. Do I think he's gonna get this dance? Yes. Did Irina and I and Dan have so much fun? Absolutely. And that's why I think it's so important to experience other cultures, because you don't know how much fun you're gonna have. Dan loves music. He loves watching people dance. He just didn't grow up dancing. And now that we're together as someone who loves to dance, all right, I get to teach him that. We get to experience that together. And then Irina's gonna grow up experiencing that with her dad, because homegirl loves to dance. She loves to dance. Although there are cultural differences, it doesn't have to be the thing that keeps people apart. I think, like I've said so many times in this video, that celebrating similarities and celebrating differences, honestly, is where it's at.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Slap the floor.
Slap the floor.
All right, let's catch the beat. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. You come back up, and then you kick your foot. After you go back, 1, 2, you always hit the ground, and then
So after 1, 2, 1, 2,
Yeah.
hit the ground.
and then you bring this leg over. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Hit the ground. You got it! Hey!
Nećeš plajati tako.